Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm back at it again with another video. So I'm gonna read this article for you guys real quick, and I'm gonna be pretty nuanced on this because I know everybody, they're out today and they got their pitchforks and their torches, and they want to do some harm to Tony Khan, right? Obviously, metaphorically speaking. Shut your dumb asses up. But let me read you this article real quick and we'll get more into it, although I'm pretty sure some of you are aware of it. Rey Fenix's merchandise has been pulled from AEW's official web stores. As first pointed out by bodyslam.net, searching AEWshop.com for, and I quote, Rey Fenix, Lucha Brothers, or Lucha Bros, currently returns no results. The same is true for ProWrestlingTees.com searches. This is despite Fenix technically still being under contract to Tony Khan's helmed AEW. There's currently no word on why Fenix's merchandise has been pulled. Given his brother's Penta's AEW departure and subsequent WWE debut, however, it stands to reason that Lucha Brothers items will no longer be on sale. The consensus is that Fenix currently wants to leave AEW and potentially join Penta in WWE. Dave Meltzer reported in the 30th of September Wrestling Observer newsletter that AEW had added almost a year to the one-away Luchadors contract due to time missed through injury. Originally, his contract was due to expire at the same time as his brother's, with Penta AEW's contract ending on the 30th of November. Meltzer also reported that both Lucha Brothers had significant offers or received significant twisted. Easy for me to say, goddamn, skibbity base boys, it is still early. Meltzer has reported that both Lucha Brothers have received significant offers to stay with AEW, but had turned them down. Fenix last wrestled for AEW on the 20th of July episode of Collision. He has endured several injury absences during this time with the company, hence the time added on. In December, Rey alluded to receiving inhumane treatment in AEW, doing so in a since deleted tweet. "I need a doctor and you ignored me for months," he claimed in another wiped post. Typically, I don't go that far in reading articles because, you kind of have the context already, but I just wanted to make sure to point that out only because of how I'm going to talk going forward. I know some people are going to probably disagree with me. Now, as far as the nuanced position is concerned, right? Like I said, link is down in the description box below. But I also want to follow that up too with, and I think I talked about this in the community post. Some of you most likely already seen it, but Rey Fenix also tweeted out something on Monday, right? And it's not to say that Rey has no right to tweet this. Obviously, in the end of the day, it's not just praising the quote-unquote competition. The man is praising his brothers. So this, I'm a little bit more okay, chill the fuck out, Tony. But at the same time, this probably has more to do with it also. Let me see. All right, there it goes. Rey Fenix tweeted out on Monday after Penta's debut. "Congratulations, bro." This is a translation, obviously. "Without a doubt, my favorite luchador. You deserve all the best for all you've worked for, the number one fighter. I am very proud to be your brother and see how you have achieved all your dreams. I love you, and zero hierro." Now, obviously, that's going to rub a bunch of feathers the wrong way in AEW. Typically, people who are team AEW, I know the AEW fans are losing their fucking minds right now. Go back and watch my video yesterday. I talk more about that and the energy that's being reciprocated from the WWE fans that I feel, in my opinion, hearing how the AEW fans react is very foolish, is very stupid. Focus on your own company. We've been down this path for almost a decade now, half a decade, whatever. Longer than that. But as far as this is considered, like I said, very nuanced, right? Because Tony Khan pulling Rey Fenix's merchandise off the shelves, some may say to themselves, that's fucked up, right? Some may say, that's petty as shit. Some may say, what is your fucking problem? Move the fuck on. All those things, absolutely valid. Tony should move on. Tony is petty as fuck. If Tony had all this energy to be so petty, to do something like this to a guy, right? In order to be so fucking vindictive even, right? Knowing good and damn well that homeboy does not want to be with your company, that his brother is with the competition, and that how you're treating him right now is like, I don't know, man. It's tantamount of watching a child hold on to a toy they don't want to play with anymore, and they get angry whenever you touch her. Like you ever see those little kids where like they leave their toy down in the sandbox and they're not even paying attention to it. They're probably playing with some new toy or fucking with another toy, and then another little kid comes and they pick up the toy out of the sand, and the little kid comes crying and taking the toy out of the toddler's hand, and it's like that's how I feel like with Tony Khan right now, bro. You got no use for the Lucha Bros, so why do this? It's not as if we see you on the same level as WWE. Maybe I can have some practical understanding about this, if this was like, say, WCW versus WWE, because at that point in time, let's say in '98 for an example, right? At the peak of the Monday Night Wars, they were on the same level, going back and forth and trading victories, especially over the summertime of '98, right? There, I can see people being a little bit more like, oh, okay, brother, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we're kind of at war right now. I can see people getting a little bit upset about you constantly going out of your way to praise the opposition, you know what I mean? Just because of how it looks optically speaking when you are doing that, when they are going neck and neck right now. But that's not the case with AEW. Like I said, and I've been saying this for years, you can call them your competition, right? Or you can call them your competitor, excuse me, but you can't call them your competition. There's a big difference. Big difference, okay? They are by definition, your competitor. You are in the same field and you're going for the same pool of talent. By definition, they're your competitor. You are not in competition. You are just strictly, no, you are absolutely not even fucking close when it comes to competition, nor will you ever even get remotely close to that. You will have to work decades to get where WWE is right now, right? So the fact of the matter that you're sitting there and you're coping about this, it makes you look super petty. It makes you look like the guy who, honestly, you sound like a fucking villain, Tony. You should probably take a step back, look at your field of vision, right? And tell yourself, how does this make me look in the grand scheme of things, and is it worth it? Is it worth it? Right? Now, with that being said, we take it over to Rey Fenix. And like I said then, and I'm going to continue to say it now, he is a grown man. He put his name on the dotted line. No different than you, no different than me. I'm pretty sure some of you guys had to sign certain paperwork when you started your job, right? Some that you were foolish enough not to read some of the, I wouldn't say contracts, but some of the documents, right? So if, say, something out of the ordinary happened with you because of the decisions that you made, that you probably thought to yourself, maybe that doesn't apply to me, but in reality it did, and you get in trouble for it and consequences are taken upon you, you ask yourself, what the fuck? And then they show you the document that you signed, that you made it known that you weren't going to do said thing, and then your response is, I didn't read that. Whose fault is that? I mean, it was in your hand. It was in your syllabus. You should have read it. That's fine if you didn't want to read it. No one's going to hold that against you. But if they save their ass, if they want to do something, I don't know, stupid, vindictive, crazy, petty, like a Tony Khan is doing right now to a Rey Fenix, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? See, people who think to themselves, and maybe it could be, I don't know, this crazy me generation syndrome that's currently going on right now. This crazy, I don't want to be responsible for any of my actions generation going on right now. This empathy, this emotional era constantly going on right now, where people don't want to be held accountable for any of the decisions that they make. They do stupid things. They do retarded things. Some of them do irreversible things, right? And the first thing they do is they cope and they bitch and they complain and they groan and they moan and they cry when they have to actually face the consequences of their actions. Not, I don't know, go out of your way to maybe circumvent the issue, right? Not go out of your way to, okay, well, this is my bed and now I have to lie in it, so let me get myself comfortable. Not having to do everything possible to make the bad situation as least bad as you could possibly make it. No, instead, you crash out and you do stupid things, you do retarded things, and you make it much harder. It's like when you watch those cop videos and like you're gonna get pulled over, you're gonna get a ticket because your license are suspended and your tag is out. You know your tag is out. You know your license are suspended. And yeah, your car's gonna get towed because those are the consequences of your stupidity. So, what do you think the best course of action should be? I've been put in those situations before. I've been put in a situation about a decade ago where my car could have got towed because my license was suspended. Back in, 2015, 2014, had a similar situation. You know what I did? I pulled over. I took my keys out of the ignition. I put it on top of the roof. I rolled my window down. I put my hands on the steering wheel. I looked straight forward and I waited for the cop to respond to me. I respond to him. And you know what happened? The interaction happened to be so good that he gave me a ticket and he didn't tow my car. But when your response is, I'm a victim, let me crash out, let me yell, scream, holla, all this other shit, make things so much more complicated. Well, last time I checked, misdemeanors are at their discretion 9 times out of 10. And guess what happens? You put the ball in their court. And now you just made your life so much harder. Or let's just say you put them in the bind and they have no choice but to most likely, maybe you're a repeat offender and they have no choice but to tow your car. Do you think the right course of action is to crash out even further and now go to jail, catch a felony? You say at that point in time, I don't care. It's like when Rey Fenix signed the contract. I don't care. Yada yada this, yada yada that. I'm in the big leagues. I'm in AEW. I'm doing my thing right now. Like the guy who crashed out over his car getting towed. Oh man, I don't care, man. I'm angry. I'm emotional. I'm in the moment right now. And then you sit in jail. And then you recognize now you have to see a judge. And it's not just that misdemeanor. Now you got to deal with that felony. Right? So what would have been probably, I don't know, your car getting towed, calling in the L, maybe getting a job, getting a second job. That's what I had to do back in the days. Having to bust your ass and maybe, just maybe, getting a new car within the next month or 2, maybe 3 months. Starting things over, doing things the proper way. Instead, now it's going to take you 6 months to get your car. Now you got to deal with this felony. Now you might have to sit in jail for a couple of more, who knows, weeks. Because you decided to make things much worse. That's Rey Fenix right now. Again, Tony's petty. I get it. I understand. But you signed your name on that dotted line. You understood the consequences you were getting yourself into. Do I think Tony's in the right? No, I don't think Tony's in the right, but that's not to say that I think you're in the right. You put your name on the dotted line. You knew the consequences, and if you didn't know the consequences, don't pretend you didn't have the opportunity to learn the consequences. So now when things don't go your way, and again, I'm not saying Tony's right in the sense that morally speaking he's right. I'm just saying he gave you a contract and you signed it. Now you crash out, you make yourself out to be a victim. You say this and you say that and you say this and you say that. Fourth time repeating. Not on Tony's side. Just painting out the reality for you guys. And then you decide to jump on Twitter. Right? And look, I understand. At the end of the day, it's your bro. I get that. At the end of the day, like I said, looking at it from AEW's perspective, they are way, way, way too egotistical to think that you tweeting at WWE means anything to AEW, because WWE doesn't give a shit about AEW. They don't give the fucking flying fuckity fucks about AEW. They don't give a tinge of a fuck about AEW. So they completely blew this out of proportion if this was their response to you doing this. But you did do it. And you had to know when you signed your name on the dotted line, this is the guy that you're dealing with. So why make that decision? Why? Was it necessary to tweet it out? Now, again, let me repeat myself. You got people in the audience who they just can't listen well, right? They got too much water in their ears. They kind of, come on, clock it out, chairs, okay? This is a Family Guy, okay? You can't be fucking your ear holes, okay? Knock the come out chairs. Listen. Ain't taking up for Tony. Ain't taking up for Tony. I'm painting out the picture. I'm painting out the reality. I'm painting out the objectivity for what it is. You're dealing with a crazy cokehead. All right? It's like dealing with animals in the wild, okay? Don't get mad when you go to the cage and you pet the fucking tiger after the sign said, don't pet the fucking tiger. The tiger bit my arm and put down the tiger and, What does the sign say? Don't pet the fucking tiger. You signed the contract with the crazy cokehead, and the crazy cokehead did crazy cokehead things to you. How am I, and again, I'm not the most empathetic person in the world to people outside of my family and friends. How and why should I take that rare occurrence and actually apply that same standard to someone when these are the decisions that they make? You tell me, how am I in the wrong? How am I, like I said, the sign says don't pet the fucking tiger, and you decide to pet the tiger, and the tiger bit your fucking arm off, and now you want me to get mad and then, I don't know, what, encourage people to kill the tiger? No, that's not the tiger's fault. You were warned of what the tiger can do. Is the tiger, I don't know, like, in the wrong for biting your arm off? Maybe, I guess. Totally. He is the one that bit your arm off. But we all know that tigers bite arms off. And we all know what you were dealing with when fucking with Tony. And could your circumstances probably been a little bit better had you not tweeted at Penta? Was it necessary to tweet at Penta? You could have congratulated him at his house. You could have called him. He's your brother. I'm pretty sure he's very much well aware that you're cool. Now, unless you're crashing out and you're trying to get fired from AEW, then all the props in the world if that's the case. Hey, bro, gotta pull yourself a CM Punk, right? Just kind of, hit him a little bit. It wasn't that big of a deal, Like, I didn't do anything too wrong. You better make Tony fear for his life. Hey. But if that's not the case and you were just like, I don't know, doing this for the sake of doing this, I'm speaking strictly to the fans. The whole he pulled my merchandise off. Yeah. I kind of expected that from the tiger. I don't know. I maybe I'm the one that's crazy. I expected that from the tiger. So am I upset? First off, no, I don't get upset at anything in regards to these wrestlers. Don't confuse the gimmick for who I am. But also, like, I mean, just, am I, like, taking a side in all this? No. I think they're both in the wrong. Tony's Tony's Tony. And Rey Fenix did things knowing that Tony is Tony. So, no, there's no victims in this. Only clowns and jesters. Only clowns and jesters. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Obviously, people are going to pick a side. I don't care. I'm not going to respond to you in the comments. I don't care. I don't care. No matter how much I say that I don't give a shit about either of these people. And I hate Fence Post City. I think being milquetoast is gay. But I'm milquetoast in both ways on a negative perception. I think they both suck. Okay, as far as decisions, Tony sucks overall, but as far as these decisions, I think they both suck. They both suck. One is petty, and the other one is a complete another fucking impulsive moron. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? But I will be back later on tonight to talk about AEW, unless some other news breaks that I have to talk about. Hopefully something that's a little bit, more partial, so I can actually pick an actual side and not pick these gay milquetoast positions like I'm doing right now. Or maybe not. And, I shit in a bottle and I throw it at your house and you come out and you say, what the hell is this? And I say, I just shit it all over you, bitch. Alright, no more rambling on. My name is Devontae, aka Millennial Smart, and I'll be catching you guys later. A deuces and a P. Ice.